The sale of seized assets, such as those linked to money laundering, is now allowed in Singapore, even without consent from the parties involved. Now, this is after a bill was passed to allow the court to order such sales if it deems the property's value is likely to depreciate or if there's undue costs incurred in maintaining the property. While supporting the bill, MPs from both sides of the House raised several concerns.
Before determining that such assets can be sold, what are the steps that can be taken to ensure that any evidential value from the property or asset has been extricated and preserved? For example, through the cloning of any metadata, photographs and videos of the assets. Anything and everything that may have evidentiary value to the investigations must already been taken before such assets can be sold.
Has there ever been any precedent at all where an absconded person evaded investigations by staying out of Singapore and then made a successful claim to the seized properties as investigations had not been able to proceed?
In her reply, Second Home Affairs Minister Josephine Teo says, while there have been no successful claims by absconded persons thus far, it remains a possibility and Singapore has to act proactively. Mrs. Teo adds that seized assets like vehicles and luxury watches are costly to maintain, and such costs are borne by the government. Her ministry previously said about $650,000 had been spent on maintaining the assets seized from the country's largest money laundering case.
Seized properties will only be put up for early sale when there is no evidential value from the actual property that is necessary for investigations or court proceedings. Before the application to the court for the sale, law enforcement agencies will notify all known parties by delivering the notice personally through registered post or other prescribed modes of delivery under the CPC.
One MP also asked if the sentences handed out to the convicts in the $3 billion money laundering case were proportional to the crimes they have committed. The 10 offenders were given jail terms of between 13 and 17 months.
I think one thing that we need to keep in mind is that ultimately the courts must consider what crime was committed within our jurisdiction. The sums may be very large, but what was the activity in Singapore that constituted the crime? That's something we have to keep in mind.